Okay, so wrist pain. Here or anywhere in your wrist that is bothering you. I have one simple exercise that I use for myself for healing my injuries coming from arm wrestling that may help you. And I think this exercise is the most time efficient way to heal your injuries or pains I have tried. As you can see, I have pretty quite good setup here, so I can do pretty much every exercise I want. The thing is, I'm not every time at home, and most of you guys don't have this possibility I have. So I wanted to find something really simple that can be used everywhere you go, anytime you want, because this exercise, actually, it's not about exercise itself, it's about protocol that is based on one exercise. So exercise is great because it's easy to do, but the most important part of all of this is it's a protocol that I'm going to tell you in a second. So yeah, the design of the exercise is pretty simple. All you need to have is something like that. So the object, it can be literally everything. This is quite heavy, it's like almost 3 kg, and you see it's quite long. So you just need to find anything like that, and that will be your tool that you can work on, and that's more than enough. Okay, so I'm not telling that this exercise will gonna fix all your wrist problems, but I think it can target at least good 70-80% of all pains you have. You would need some more specific exercises, but then it's different setup. I think that this one is the most general one, and it's very simple, right? So I hold my object, my bar, just like that for 30 seconds. Then I switch my hand, and then I go to pronated position, okay? Because I have limited range of motion in my forearms, I like to add a little bit stretch to it, this way and this way, okay? So it also stretches a little bit my forearms, but that's not the must. The thing is, you should just keep it this way or this way. That's it. It's very simple. Okay, so how do you know this exercise actually hits your injury or your problem? And it's pretty simple. You hold it, you feel it, it hits. Even if not, I think this exercise is designed this way that somehow it will target your problem. How to do it in terms of loading, protocol, time, etc. So the first thing is that you don't want to push yourself. You don't want to force yourself. If, for example, you grab your object here and there is, oh yeah, there is ongoing pain. Like, I feel it. Okay, so there is something wrong. Start like that. Be gentle. You don't have to go heavy. It's not bodybuilding exercise. That's not strength building exercise. This is tendon stretching exercise, actually. And what is the most important is time under tension, not how hard you need to try to complete the exercise. About protocol. Actually, protocol comes from Keith Barr, and I'm not going to go really deep inside the studies. If you want, I will do it in future on this channel for sure, but I don't think it's really important for this video to understand the mechanism why. I just want to show you the method that works, because it was tested not only on me, but on many people, and this is what actually guys that know what to do, they recommend this stuff. So I'm talking about protocol, not exercise. Exercise is just what I found to be very effective and time effective. So the protocol, as I said, is basing on Keith Barr exercise plus some general knowledge about tendon recovery and tendon healing. So you do it for 30 seconds. This way, 30 this way, 30 this way, 30 this way. Repeat it 2-3 times. So you will have, if you repeat it 3 times, you have like 180 seconds of load for one wrist, and that's enough. If Keith Barr study, there was up to 10 minutes of loading, but that was different interval. And yeah, I said I'm not going to go very deep inside, but the most important part we are taking from the Keith Barr study is the interval time. So we start that, and the best thing you can do is to do it at least 2 times a day, because from the study we are taking that the spacing between the exercises, between loading, needs to be at least 6-8 hours. So we can do it morning, you can do it evening. and that's fine. But if you can put like third one between, like the first one 6 or 8 hours, second one 6 or 8 hour break, and then third one, that will be the most beneficial and the fastest healing. I know already tried that, and this third session works pretty well. Well, it's 150% of work done during the one day, so there is no reason why it wouldn't work. But yeah, basically the idea is the weight doesn't matter, the effort should be light, you should just focus on this tendon stretching, because this is what we are doing. We are just stretching our tendons 3 times a day, cumulative load, keep it under 10 minutes, that's for sure. But from practical point of view, like 180 seconds, that's okay. You probably don't need any more. And the results will come very fast. Results will come very fast. I would say give it a week. Give it a week and you will feel already way better. Give it a month and pain will go away. The thing that is kind of problematic, that is you don't feel pain anymore. So you think that you are healed, which is not true. Because even if you don't feel pain anymore, your tendons, your ligaments needs a longer time to heal. Actually, to remodel a tendon, it's 6 months. Sometimes it's even worse, especially if you are training and you are damaging it over and over again. So this is only the first step. How to remove the pain, the most important one, but how to remove the pain, how to get like it fully functional, but don't treat it like complete, a protocol. So you started it, you did it for 2 weeks, you feel that pain is gone, and then you start pushing hard, and then injury is coming back. A lot of guys I recommended it actually did like that, because it was working so well that they thought, yeah, all right. So there was one fighter at the gym that he said he had a triceps problem, because that's the same protocol. And he said, like, yeah, so it was working so well, I started go to sparrings and I was started hitting hard, and I'm the same place when I started. So this is tendons. This is very time-consuming thing to heal. So keep it cool. Don't force it. Do your stuff, but don't jump on weight or super, intensive workouts straight away. If you just like 2-3 weeks after the injury and you don't feel pain anymore, I would say that the best thing after this, I mean, you continue this. This is like very good stuff, and you can go with this for a long time and do it like 2 years, and not for injury, for other purposes. But I'm going to explain that later on, because you can use this protocol not only for healing but also for strength gains. But that's going to be quite different video. It's getting long anyway, so I'm gonna try to keep it short. So what I was saying is, after this phase of isometric exercises, you want to have probably some heavy eccentrics, depending on the part of your limb. It will influence the way you train it, if it's eccentric, and how to do it. But in general, tendon recovery is more than this. But this is the most important part. This is the most crucial part, and you will get like insanely fast results with this. So yeah, if you feel any pain, this is no-brainer for me to start doing this. So the last thing is when to train. I would say train after the meal. If your meal can have vitamin C inside, it's already better. Well, I'm not gonna go in deep inside. If you want, I will go for sure in the next video. So just hit the subscribe button and we'll discuss this later, because there's plenty of things going on, right? With collagen production, vitamin C, length of the isometrics, contraction, all this matter, and this is just like too much for this short video. And yeah, I'm gonna prepare myself to record another one that may be interesting for you, because Debulard said something like that.
At our house, we believe that probably the best way, like, to increase your level would be to add volume to your hand.
And I do agree that bigger hand definitely is better hand. The thing is, like, how much you can grow your hand and which areas you can grow your hand. Because if the volume of the hand in general is important, I don't know. That's why I decided to do this. I'm gonna take 3D laser scanner and I'm gonna scan my hand. And I already ordered tools that will allow me to make my protocol that will be mostly thumb growing protocol. And after 30 days, I'm gonna do another one. So I don't know if it's gonna be the next video. I will put something in between, depends how fast deliveries will come. But yeah, see you soon.